Hi, this is Fran from Crystal Clear with Francesca, and we are up to number 7 in the Major Arcana. And I'm going to show you here the traditional card. Come into the light a little bit. This is the Chariots card. And traditionally what you see on the traditional tarot here, you have two like sphinx-like lions in the front, and this is like the cart, and this is the soldier or the emperor, someone who has victory around him. And usually there's kingdoms in the background as well. So the traditional meaning of the tarot, of the tarot card, the Chariot, means to have triumph, to be victorious. It's also a good sign that there's going to be success in whatever you're asking about. Okay, there's going to be a successful time. Movement is also one of the meanings. So it can also talk about a move to a new home, a move to a new job, some kind of move where you're physically moving. Sometimes it even means a new car. I've seen those descriptions as well. So it really depends on the question, as usual. So I wanted to show you 3 Chariot cards that are all very different from each other, and they seem to take on different nuances off of this traditional meaning of movement and success. So the first card comes from the Psychic Tarot for Love, and they have the word move. But if you look at the picture, it doesn't seem to have a lot to do with movement. But from the book, it says that this is about mastering your feelings, taking action in a relationship. If you see, if there's something that you want in your relationship, this card urges you to move towards it. And of course, if there's someone you want, this also encourages you to make moves towards that person, whether you're the male or the female, or whatever the circumstances are. Now, it also talks about how balance is important when you're moving. Okay, so if you got this card in the Psychic Tarot for Love, this would be a positive card, but this is a card that's really making you physically do things rather than to go to your intuition and do things. This is, more things that you do in the 3D, meaning, things that you can do to help your relationship along. Okay, so that's the Chariot in Psychic Tarot for Love. Now, in the regular Psychic Tarot, they're both by John Holland. This time, we have the word triumph. So this card takes on more of the success meaning. So if this comes up, it definitely has to do with success in an area that you've been working towards. It has to do a great deal with perseverance and showing self-control. Because you see this person who is a female, I think this is the only female I've seen on a Chariot card. This person is, the hair's blowing in the wind. You can see that they're charging forward. But this card also warns you that, to get triumph, you've got to balance this with the self-control. This is a single-minded person. If it's referring to a person, it's someone who's single-minded or someone who needs to be single-minded in order to be triumphant in whatever you are asking about. And this person's also very focused. Okay, so even though she's moving quickly, she knows where she's going. The horse is not running wild with no direction. Okay, so this card would encourage you, if it was a career question, it could encourage you to go forward, go for what you want, but make sure you got it all planned out, because this will be a card of triumph as long as you've done the work ahead of time. Okay, so that's the Chariot in the Psychic Tarot. And then our last card I took from the Game of Thrones. And I wasn't going to use another Game of Thrones cards for a while, but this one is so different. This one does say Chariot, but here we have our friendly dragon. And this really has only one meaning, victory. I mean, this is just the victory card. Because you know, those of you that watch Game of Thrones, and I'm sorry for those of you that don't, you know, these cards don't interest you, you know whenever Dany lets out that dragon, she's going to be victorious. And so far, that's been the case. So this Chariot is all about assured success. So if you got this in a reading, you know, I'm sure that the reader would tell you that, you know, you have success coming. Now, it's funny, the self-control that they're talking about in this card is not evident in this card, because even though Dany can control the dragon, she's not able to completely control. As we saw in last season, something happened to one of her dragons and she couldn't control it. She couldn't control the situation. So without giving any spoilers away, this card does have to do with victory. So again, here's what the traditional tarot looks like. We have the 7 and the Chariot. There is the Psychic Love Tarot next to the Psychic Tarot. So we have move, triumph, and then we go back to the word the Chariot for the Game of Thrones. So that is card number 7, the Chariot. Okay, if you're enjoying these videos, I hope you will hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be coming out with more major arcana cards in the next week or so. So I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.